The Hawkeye game is over, but the conversation is about to begin. It's time for the Black and Gold Rush with Travis and Ross.
Just like they drew it up, folks. Just like they drew it up. 47-7, your final score as the Iowa Hawkeyes improved to 2-1 on the season, beating UMass tonight in Iowa City for a gold out. If you're listening on the RushRadio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app or the TuneIn app, thank you so much for dialing us in. If you're watching on YouTube tonight, hit that subscribe button, please. Go ahead and give this video a like. You can also follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Ross Peterson, I told you on Friday that I expected 40 points at least. They gave me 47. I come away from this fairly happy. How about yourself?
Yeah, they blew away my expectations. I kept thinking about you early in the game. They had 20 in that first quarter, and I thought, all right, well, they're going to take the foot off the gas. They're going to end this game with 28. Travis is still going to be. No, they kept it up. Did you see all the things that you were hoping to see or felt like you needed to see? Because I'll be honest, felt like they checked a lot of those boxes that you had said throughout the week. It's UMass. Got to dominate this game. Yeah, they dominated. Offensively, defensively, special teams, they dominated this game.
Especially in the first quarter on the first drive with Mark Ruters going vertical, right? I mean, that helped out a lot. Hank Brown, I got to see. I said at halftime, and I did a little halftime video on our Twitter page. I was a little disappointed in the special teams in the first half. Getting that punt blocked was a little bit disappointing. Drew Stevens missing the 55-yarder. I know it's 55 yarders, but he's come to be like almost automatic from that. But after that, you really got to look at it. 201 yards rushing, 234 yards passing. There's not a lot to be disappointed. Which if we were disappointed in anything tonight, it would have been a much different show, right? So this is a team you're supposed to hammer. You're a team you're supposed to beat the crap out of. They did exactly that, and I think that's what people wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, again, lived up to the expectation, exceeded mine. I'm glad to hear that yours were met because you seem to have loftier expectations. They moved the ball down the field. We got to see a little bit more of the passing game. Got to see success in that passing game. That was important. Got to see running backs that ran over an inferior opponent. It is UMass, okay? And like exactly. We did with Albany, we have to continue to do that here tonight with UMass. And Mark Gronowski looked great. Mark Gronowski has been great against opponents like this. It was nice to see it because we weren't sure after the first couple of games.
515-517-2303. He started the show the last 2 weeks in a row. He's going to make it 3 weeks in a row. Welcome to John in New Jersey. John, welcome to the Rush Radio Show from the Iowa Lottery Studios.
What's up, Travis and Ross? I am calling you live from Iowa City.
You're in Iowa City. Nice, John.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, bud.
Yeah, made it back home for my first Iowa game in 12 years, and it was good to be back in God's country.
Well, welcome back.
Even though it was UMass, it was good to see Iowa whip some candy-ass Minutemen. Very impressed with coming out and going deep the first two plays of the first drive. Still looks like Mark Gronowski has some happy feet back there. We saw that when they were in the red zone. I think it was either late second or early third quarter or middle third quarter where he fumbled the ball inside the red zone.
Yep.
But like you guys had said last week, he's starting to pull it together. And, I mean, the real test is going to be next week at Rutgers. I will be at that game in East Brunswick or New Brunswick because that's just an hour jaunt from me. And I'm looking forward to seeing Iowa whip some Central Jersey woke candy asses Big Ten style.
Good luck to you, John.
You're somewhat bipolar. I mean, the last 2 weeks you've been somewhat upset. Here, you're fairly happy. If you have
a passing attack, Travis, if you have a passing attack, even if it's against UMass, I'm going to be happy. If you don't, I'm going to be pissed. It's as simple as that. You can't hide your quarterback in college football. Give me 200 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, and let's go 10-2. Otherwise, if you're going to have 300 yards and 44 yards passing, good luck, and you're going to be going 8-4.
Thanks, John. I'm
welcome.
confused. Travis, did you want him to be pissed?
No. It's just he's able to turn it very, very quickly. Not that I want him to be pissed. It's just, what we saw last week against Iowa State, we don't know if it's totally disappeared. I think to be totally gleeful, I mean, I'm happy they won, Ross. I really am. And I'm not going to be Mr. Negative tonight because they did everything they were supposed to do. That's what I'm happy about. They went out and did what they were supposed to do. I was just, for how angry he was against Iowa State, for how angry he was against Albany.
But those were games that deserved to have an angry response from a fan. This game was not. I mean, Mark Gronowski played better than expected. My thought was he's going to end the game with 110 yards. A good game would have been 110 yards. What was he? 180? 179?
179. He's 16 of 24, 179, 2 TDs.
No interceptions.
No interceptions.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His first quarter was the best. I think he was in the first quarter. He was like 9 of 10 in the first quarter, so 8 of 10 or 9 of 10 in the first quarter. So that his first quarter was the best. But he came out. It was clear the mission was get this guy passing, get him some success, and build that confidence.
Yep. Find some success in the passing game. I totally agree. Get something moving that direction. It absolutely looked that way. Keep things safe. But, man, they did – not even that, Trav. We can't say that because they did go up top pretty early on.
Yeah.
They weren't afraid to do that. That was nice to see, again, UMass.
And that's the caveat, right? I mean, so that's and it's okay to have the caveat because we saw a lot of high-scoring games today, and teams kicked the crap out of teams. And I'm glad Iowa was part of that. Meaning that you played an inferior opponent, you played a team that you're supposed to beat up on, you paid to beat up on, and they did just that. So I think that's something
paid to beat up on.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to look at it. Yeah. I mean, you paid them to come in and get their butt kicked, which that's exactly what Iowa did. Now, does it give it? I hope it gives them some momentum. I hope it gives them some confidence for next week at Rutgers. It's going to be a short week. They play on Friday night. That's a little different story. Rutgers put up over 60 today on Norfolk State, another team that you were supposed to beat up on. But we'll get into the Rutgers game a little bit later on. The big news out of this win is that Kirk Ference becomes the all-time leader in Big Ten wins. He now has 206. He passes Woody Hayes on the all-time list, Ross. He's in year 27. That's a significant milestone. I mean, think about it. Just think of the great coaches that have coached in the Big Ten Conference. It's taken this long to surpass Woody Hayes. You never want to say never, but, man, this is going to be this is a record that's going to stand for some time.
Who's the active leader behind him?
Oh, oh, boy, I wouldn't even know that.
I'll see if I can find this quickly. Oh, boy, we're going to have to go down a long ways.
Yes.
I'm already down. I mean, I don't think there's one with 100 wins. How quickly can Ryan Day get there? I mean, but because the guy, his job is in jeopardy every single loss.
Yeah,
so he won't make it. He can't have the longevity. Is that why you say it's going to be such a hard record to break just because longevity is such a rare thing in college coaching?
Longevity is a rare thing. I mean, and for somebody to stick it out 20, let's say it's going to take 20 years to get there, right? I mean, Tom Osborne in Nebraska ended up with over 250 wins. He did that in 25 years. Woody, now that was in the Big 8 and the Big 12. I just don't know if you're going to have a coach that's going to stick around as long as Kirk Ference has stayed at Iowa. To have that kind of consistency, and B, to have a university that is patient at times with a head coach. And you know, Ryan Day is still a pretty young guy. And so he may have NFL aspirations. And like you said, he's always, it seems to be on the hot seat at Ohio State. So therefore, you don't know what his leash is going to be. You go 2 years, 3 years without making the playoffs, you drop down to
you're
9
done.
or 8
At
wins.
Ohio State, Travis, you go a year without making the playoffs, Ryan Day can't miss the playoff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I say, I'm never going to say never, but, man, it's going to be this is one of those records that's going to stand for a while. Again, Woody Hayes, you got to go back to what, the 70s is when Woody Hayes, maybe late 60s when he left Ohio State?
78.
Was it 78? Wow.
I'm looking at it right now, 51 to 78. Again, maybe something's wrong. This could be off because as I'm looking at the AI thing, it's not an actual stat. You know how the Google thing does this now?
Yeah.
You punch something in, and it's like, well, here's what AI says. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. Ference 206, Woody Hayes at 205, Amos Alonzo Stagg 199. Iowa, the only school with 2 in the top 10. That's all I'll say.
Look at you just strutting your
I
stuff
shouldn't
right
say
there.
that. Shouldn't say that. Michigan has Bo Schembechler and Lloyd Carr.
Lloyd Carr was in the top 10, huh?
Yeah.
How many did he end up with?
95 to 07, he had 122 wins.
In 12 years.
That's
95 to 07?
95 through 07, so give it 13 years if you want. But yeah, geez. That's averaging 9-10 wins a year.
And it still wasn't good enough for Michigan folk.
You know what that's like. We all do.
Well,
And that's what we're talking about with
Cooper
Ryan Day. I mean, genuinely, that's what we're talking about with Ryan Day.
Yeah. How
Don't
many
make
did
the
John
playoffs?
Cooper end up with? Is John Cooper on that list?
I
anywhere?
don't have a complete list, Trav. I just the winningest coaches popped up a top 10 list for me.
Yeah.
None of them are active.
Yeah. I mean, John Cooper would have been one of those guys who won 8, 9, sometimes 10 games a year, and it still wasn't good enough at Ohio State. That's why, and it's changing now. With the playoff expanding, the expectations are going to change, and that's how big this record is, and it's significant. And truth is, we've criticized Kirk Ference a lot on this show. We've praised him a lot on the show, but this is something that definitely needs worth praise, and it's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it's longevity. He's been great. We beat him up a lot here, and I think that a lot of Hawkeye fans are still in that camp of it might be time. But tonight was fun. Tonight was a moment to reflect back. Travis, I'm not sure because I know you were sitting here already getting ready for the show. While the countdown was playing, the game ended. He walks across the field. He shakes hands. They did get to chat with him. I'm not sure. Did you get to hear any of that?
I didn't get to hear any of it. No.
We got emotional, Kirk, for a moment. He didn't quite. They didn't have the microphone in his face when he acted. But you saw that. We've all seen that thing with Kirk Ference where
the little quiver.
The quiver. Great way
Yeah.
to put it. Yep. The emotion overtakes him for a minute, and that happened tonight, standing on the field with the camera in his face, just reflecting back and thinking about almost 25 years ago to the day they beat Northern Iowa. And they said that winningest coach of all time, and you saw that kind of emotion sinking on his face. So
515-517-2303. Remember, this is a call-in show. This is just like the old one. We thrive off your phone calls. So if you have something to say, it's like what you saw tonight, go ahead and give us a call at 515-517-2303. I think what I liked, obviously the offense is something we wanted to see tonight. I think what I liked the most, Ross, out of watching the entire game was the defense and the amount of blitzes that we saw from this defense, the aggression we saw from this defense. They wreaked havoc on the UMass offense. Obviously, outmanning them, I understand that, but I think we saw more blitzes tonight, and they had 5 sacks in the first half alone. I like the defensive aggression that we saw out of this Iowa team.
Again, man, it's UMass. Like, I agree with you. I like what we saw. I like that they're able to blow up this team. That's what they were supposed to do. You're right. It was fun to see that defense annihilate an offense like that. Man, what Weegan did on the special teams tonight, he had an amazing night all around. Did you hear the stat, Trav? In the first half, he had I think it was 286 all-purpose yards.
He ended up with 236 all-purpose yards.
236, okay.
34 on kickoff returns, 182 on punt returns, including the 95-yard punt return, which was a Kinnick Stadium record, where he caught that thing over his shoulder, reversed field.
Dude, I didn't see that in real time. I didn't see what they were when they were like, oh, he caught it over his shoulder. I mean, because they called that as he was making his cuts. It wasn't until I saw the replay of it that I actually saw what they were talking about, how he turned and did catch that facing the end zone. He's fantastic. It was nice to see him have a big rebound game from last week. I guess that, and I don't mean to divert too quickly away from the defense, because the defense did play amazing tonight, but I thought they were going to. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's that expectation thing. I was really happy with the way Gronowski played. I was really happy with the offensive playbook, that they actually put the ball up top and tried to take some big chances. The defense, I guess, did exactly what I thought they were going to do, but that is domination. The touchdown that they gave up, wasn't that on? What happened with that touchdown? Wasn't that on a short? Was that
I mean, I don't really, I don't put that touchdown on the defense. I put it on the special teams, because that's where Reese Dakin had the punt blocked, and
that's what it was. Thank you.
And gave UMass really good field position.
Yeah,
I was sitting there crossing my fingers. I put this out there in a tweet earlier. I said I hope in the first half that UMass doesn't cross the 50-yard line. Now the block punt kind of ruined that, but I don't think in the first half the defense on a normal possession let UMass cross the 50-yard line, which that's a big deal.
And yeah, that's what they were supposed to do. I hate having that response. I didn't think I'd have that response, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, good. Because the defense that we've seen the last couple of weeks, I wondered if they're this good. And then, Travis, watching football play out today, I've really started to wonder. Watching that Iowa State game, watching Alabama State give Iowa State everything they could, I thought, crap. How good are the Hawks? Because Kansas State obviously sucks.
Yeah. I mean, Kansas State gets beat by Arizona, then Arkansas State goes ahead and gives Iowa State a run for its money. That had we talked about that Iowa State game on our show, the Rush Radio Show, and would that be a trap game? I didn't think it would be. Now I learned something today that I didn't know was going to happen. There's plenty of hotel rooms in Jonesboro, Arkansas, but apparently they stayed in Memphis and then bussed over to Jonesboro today. So you go to Ireland, you play 2 games at home, you fly probably into Memphis, you stay in Memphis, which is one of the worst cities you ever want to stay in. Then you bus to Jonesboro. That's a good hour away. Just one of those. They shouldn't be playing games like that on the road anyway. If Iowa ever went to UMass, we'd be like, what's going on? Why are you on the road at UMass? Power 5 schools should not be playing at Group of 5 schools. It's just those are home games. You should protect those home games. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Ankeny. That's where Coach Hersom is. Coach, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush for live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's up?
Travis, I'm laughing right now because you are not kidding when you say Memphis is one of the worst cities to stay in, and you're going to get a text message here in a couple of minutes about that. But obviously I'm a Cyclone fan, but I'll be honest with you. I've got a great deal of respect for, Coach Ference. He's done it right. I think he's a good guy. They covered today, so it's all good here in Iowa.
They covered. That's all he cared about. The Cyclone fans like, hey, you did better than my team. Well, you won too. No, you covered.
That's the important part of it, right? That's the important part of it, is that they covered. And, well, if you put it on them anyway. So there you go.
Thanks, Coach.
Right,
Appreciate
Coach.
it, bud.
Appreciate it. 515-517-2303.
What was the spread going into tonight? Do you know?
Oh, it was over 30. It was over 30. think
I thought it was like 35.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Let's go up to Boone. That's where Steve is. Steve, welcome to the Rush, the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on?
How are we doing, fella?
Good.
Doing good. Steve, what do you know, buddy?
Have you changed your offensive coordinator yet to Anthony Back?
No, we have not. You've been fighting for this for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, shit. Still not, huh?
Still not, man.
R.I.P. Kirk.
Steve, I don't think they'll make a change. That's not something that's going to happen. Kirk Ference is coaching with his last offensive coordinator. How about that?
Sounds about right. But, yeah, just T's and P's, Charlie Kirk, and go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Thanks,
Steve.
Appreciate it.
We talked, and we not that, but we did talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk on our Rush show on what was that, Friday? Is that yesterday we did that? What day did that
it was
happen?
actually Thursday, I think it was, that we talked about that. Where Coach Hersom got all emotional. A lot of people did, but yeah. So back to Caden Weegan. I mean, that guy is just a machine. I mean, and I know it's UMass, but he's done this against really good teams, against Big Ten teams.
He needed tonight, Travis.
He did.
He'd had last week was rough, man. The slip against Iowa State that allowed for because he was the one that slipped on the pick six, right?
Slipped on the pick six, but he also got penalized on the first play of the game. Remember that the sportsmanlike
Oh, it's
conduct?
multiple things. It was like 4 or 5 things that were bad looks last week. He needed to be able to come back and rebound. The 95-yard punt return is freaking electric, dude. That's so incredible.
You know, I'm going to ask you this because you've been in Kinnick Stadium for a lot of games. You've seen some electric plays. We watched Cooper DeJean. You know, where does that rank? Where does that 95-yard?
Again, what's the first thing I'm going to say, dude?
It's UMass.
It's UMass. It's great, but I mean, I don't want to water it down. I don't do it, but it's not. Does it go in like the lore of great Hawkeye moments? Absolutely not. It's wonderful. It's an awesome highlight. Dallas Clark down the sideline. It's that sort of highlight. It doesn't go into, Tate to Holloway. It doesn't go to, naked bootleg. It's not even near, it's not in that category. It's in a different it's a great play, dude, and an amazing highlight. A lot of people are talking about Tim Dwight. It's a Tim Dwight highlight. A lot of those Tim Dwight highlights, you go, who was that against? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It was Tim Dwight. It was electric, and it was what you defined your trips to Kinnick by. And I think that's what tonight was that's what that was. The opponent is the biggest thing that knocks that down. He does that against even like Wisconsin this year. Nebraska. Really any Big Ten team.
I think the opponent plays a little part in it, but I also think the score of the game plays a little part of it, right? So if you are blowing out a Nebraska, if you're blowing out a Wisconsin, you might look at it and go, you're kicking the crap out of them anyway. So I think, where you're at in the game and the score of the game plays a part of it too. You're right. It's an amazing highlight. One that people will probably remember for a long time. But when you look at the grand scheme of really cool highlights and what some of those meant at the certain time of the game, that's what even makes it. It doesn't have to be a 95-yard punt return. It just has to be something that has a major impact on the game. But as far as punt returns go, it's one of the better ones I've seen just because of the way he took that over the shoulder, reverse field, and you're like, holy moly, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've come to expect last year. It's what we've come to expect this year. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Des Moines. That's where Lewis is. Lewis, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on?
Hey, long time listener. I'm getting ready to watch the Canelo fight with Bud Crawford. Great fight. But I just want to say, Iowa and Iowa State, good. They look okay today. Good. I mean, Iowa looked great, obviously, with UMass. But it's about to get ready. They got to get ready for conference play. I mean, Big 10, Big 12. It's not going to get any easier from here on out. So Iowa State did not look good.
You know, Lewis, I want to give Iowa State a lot of grace. Kansas State is bad. Kansas State looks really bad. They've not come back from Dublin.
Yep.
Iowa State came back from Dublin, played the next week, played the Hawks, beat the Hawks in an emotional game, and then had to go down and play in this weird game as a top 15 team in the country. And now they've got a bye week. Now I think they've got a bye week, Lewis. I'll give them some grace. They're 4-0. Let's see what things look like in 2 weeks. Is it Cincinnati, Travis? Is that right for the Hawks or for the Cyclones in 2 weeks?
I believe it is, yes.
But I'm with you. Today they did not look like a great football team. And by the way, for a moment there, when they're losing that football game or when it looks like they could potentially lose that football game, man, that's a lot on the line.
You're breaking up, Ross.
Uh-oh.
Break it up.
Oh, no. Am I here?
I think Iowa State gets their game week.
Hold on really quick. Let me do something.
Yeah, you're frozen on you're frozen on me, Trav, too. So,
What's that, Ross?
you were frozen on my end also. So, anyway, sorry.
I tell you what, we're gonna and Lewis, thanks for the phone.
Oh no. I think everything's going through Travis too, guys. So if Travis bounces out completely, I think it'll kick both of us. I don't have access to the phones either. That's just Owen and Trav that are there. So I'll hang out for a few minutes and see if those guys pop back in. But I do think that it's going to eventually end the stream here because everything was kind of housed out of Travis's. While in case you guys are with me, I'll just kind of share some thoughts. And if this isn't, if nobody can hear it, then I'll repeat a bunch of this stuff. I'm really happy with tonight. Honestly, these are. Oh, thanks, Patrick. I'm still that you guys are still getting me, so we can do this. I you got to be happy with tonight. Defense looked fantastic. Offense looked really good. And you saw things from the offense that I think we were all hoping to see, meaning Gronowski can actually throw the ball. Gronowski can get the ball down the field. The playbook can open up a little bit. The receivers are getting separation. But again, that's against UMass. I just like that they had that effort in there to throw the ball down the field. And then the running game that you get to all of those different running backs throughout the night. Nathan McNeil, I'd heard a lot of hype about him. I think we all had. Again, it's UMass, but nice to see him be able to get out there and move the ball down the field. Jazz Patterson had a great game. Xavier Williams ended up with 8 for 38 and 48 yards. Caden had that one run for 20 yards, which adds a lot to it. Terrell Washington Jr. looks like a solid back. So that's as the running game was great. Travis mentioned the defense, and I probably shouldn't just brush past it as quickly as I did because I was so happy for Caden Weegan in his game. After all of the pressures that were building up for him after last week, not that anybody was doubting him, but I do think that there was, even maybe internally, a lot of pressure tonight. Glad to see him be able to perform the way that he did. But defensively, Travis asked about that. I went immediately to Weegan again. Fantastic. The defense was fantastic. The only time they give up any points is when that short field happens off the blocked punt. And that obviously goes back on special teams, which I keep raving about. And the defense looks dynamic outside of that. It didn't matter what UMass threw at them. UMass had a couple of different quarterbacks. It didn't matter. Again, it's UMass. But tough to see this, or tough to find anything to necessarily nitpick about this defensive unit. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. We will be back. I'm going to. I don't think I can reconnect with Travis while I'm here, so I got some of my rambling, incoherent thoughts out of the way for you. When we get back, hopefully we'll be back on with the phone line. I could tell something was off a little bit with Travis from the minute we got started here, so I think we're going to see. I think that we'll work on some of those issues and figure out where we are. When I get back, we'll take your phone calls. Again, 515-517-2303. He's at home. He's in the new studio. Again, Grace here, folks. Grace. He hooked up the new studio. His thing was fuzzy from me also. As soon as he got up on the screen, his internet was like fuzzy for me. Was that it for you guys too? Was he fuzzy? Or was that me? That me? That my bad eyes? He just sent me a text, says, I'm trying. He's trying to get back with us. So maybe I should just hang out here. Maybe he will be with us. I thought maybe he wouldn't be able to connect with us. In while I was still on. So let's hope that dog could have ate him. Chad says dog could have ate him. Dog could have ate him. Dog's big enough to eat him. Owen could have got mad at him. I think like that's more likely. Owen got pissed. Said I'm done. Figure it out. And he can't. Lost the internet to the house. He says he was on an Ethernet cable. Lost internet in his house. Mrs. Puffer was right. Senorita Puffer nailed it. Checks in the mail. I have had, since I hooked up with a free plug for MetroNet, loving me some MetroNet. The fiber, do it. I'm taking the Skylink with me next week. I'm going to be heading up to Canada to go fishing on Wednesday. After the show at 8 o'clock, leave here. Hopefully be on the island by like 6:30 Wednesday night, which means that next Thursday and Friday, I'll be live from the island again. But then that means Friday night when we're doing the Rutgers Black and Gold Rush, I will be live from the island also. And I would like to point out, perfect with the internet on the island. International, we're golden. International, we've been like money. Travis does the show from a hotel in Italy, no problems at all. I'm on an island in Canada, we're perfect. Omaha? It's a little tougher. This is a call-in show, and the idea of this is that you folks can call in and sound off with us. And Travis, unfortunately, has all the software for the phone line also. So if you're even trying to call the phone line, nothing there. So we could use the chat. Let's use the chat. What do you guys? Let's fire up some stuff. Kirk Ference obviously is the main story that we should focus on today, and I think that is, I think that's probably the thing that will be remembered from this game. Again, it's UMass. The Weegian punt return is fantastic, but it's going to be Kirk Ference and his era. I don't even know where to start with that idea of talking about Kirk Ference and what that means. What an incredible situation to step into 25 years ago. To not only have to take over for Hayden Fry, and a legend, but the program's not in shambles. But if we're being a tad bit hyperbolic, the program's in shambles. Hayden Fry left the cupboard empty, right? We all know that. Things were not great those first couple of years. You're coming in with expectations, and you can't get talent. You don't have talent. You're not taking over talent. You got to recruit right away. I do remember a conversation with Bill Reichert, right? Was he the clothing guy? He was the dress for success guy, Bill Reichert here in Des Moines. And he had played football at Iowa. He was a huge Iowa donor. And we were up at the Playhouse one time. Kirk Ference had just got started. And Bill Reichert said in a conversation, he says, this Kirk Ference guy, he's going to be great. And he said, but the real magic sauce he's got is this strength and conditioning coach named Greg Doyle. They are going to be the baddest group of dudes you've ever seen because of this Greg Doyle. He's fantastic. And if we can just get him, once he gets a hold of these boys, things are going to be great. All right, we've killed about a half hour. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to go and we're going to hit our 1 minute break here real quick. Get a big thanks from our friends at the Iowa Lottery and my buddy Gary Presnall. Hopefully Travis is going to hook up with us shortly, but if not, we'll come back and we can kind of bounce some stuff through the comments section. It's the Black and Gold Rush here live from the Iowa Lottery studio.
With the new Blackout Scratch ticket from the Iowa Lottery, you can win the game day experience of your dreams.
That'll be $5.
Enter for a chance to win a VIP experience cheering on the Hawkeyes from the Ironman Suite at Kinnick Stadium.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You like listening to Travis and Ross talk about the Hawkeyes, so tune in when they talk about everything else. Listen to The Rush with Travis and Ross every day on therushradio.com, YouTube, the TuneIn app, and wherever you get your sports content.
Oh, see, Travis even has like the music and everything. So all you get from me, you're going to get some cheesy stuff like this. Hold on. We're going to get there. Yeah. That do it for you? Does that do it for you? The fact that I'm trying to do it for you? It's not looking good. I'm going to tell you that, okay? Because I just got a text from Travis. It's one word. It's not the good word. It's not the good word. I'll just say that. It wasn't yay. It wasn't go. It wasn't, close. No, it was the other word. It was that one word that lets you know things aren't going good in the Justice household. Big thank you for everybody for sticking around, and big thank you to the Iowa Lottery for sponsoring the Black and Gold Rush. This has been an absolute blast. I know we got some folks that are coming home from Iowa City, but I know that a lot of folks got out of there early. I was seeing some of the videos that friends were sending me from inside the stadium, and it did look like quite a few people got out of there. I mean, that's what happens in a game like this where it's a blowout and non-conference game, quite frankly. I remember being at games where it was Minnesota and it'd be 54-0 and the place was packed because you wanted to watch that beatdown. These non-conference games, it's almost good to get out of there. Kickoff time is another part of it also. You wanted to get out of there because you can at least get home at a decent hour. But I'm curious about you folks that did stick around. And maybe you can let us know in the chat here about what that was like with the Kirk Ference stuff afterwards. On TV, the emotion is always a little bit different, and the emotion here seemed like it was very obviously very real, raw. I wonder if you feel that when you're in the stadium. And if you were in there and you're in the chat, let me know, because I would love to know if that's something that you felt as well. 515-517-2303.
Hey, buddy.
How's you? Are you all right?
It's just one of those nights. One of those nights.
I'll tell you this. You look better right now.
You think so?
Yeah. You're a much clearer picture. Yeah. I don't know if that's part of it, but yeah.
That was weird. That hasn't happened for like 2 weeks. I had the internet company come in. They restrung cable. They did all that stuff. And then you know what's going on. You know where I'm located. They got the Crawford Canelo fight tonight. I swear everybody's on the internet watching the fight on Netflix, and it like crashed the whole thing.
Dude, before we get back into the game here, and that's almost kind of a good thing, because I just got to monologue for about 15 minutes and share
You're good at that. If there's one person I can trust to monologue, it's you. It is you.
The Crawford Canelo fight, dude. I got to bounce something off you on this. I think it's gonna. I think it might make you kind of sad, mad, or should we get to phone calls? I'm sorry if we.
No, there's somebody calling in right now.
Okay.
Owen's got to go back up and hook up to it.
That's fine.
It knocked everybody off.
That's fine.
The danger of an internet radio show is that you're at the mercy of an internet. Just saying.
Again, 515-517-2303 if you'd like to hop in. But I will tell you this about the Canelo Crawford fight. One of our mutual friends sent out a message to a group of guys and says, "Hey, excited about the fight tonight." Travis, they had no idea. Look at Charlie's message right now. I mean, again, we're internet radio. We can do this, but this is the response that a lot of people said. That I don't care at all about that fight. And several of the guys are like, "Who? Who's Bud Crawford?" Like, oh man, guys, this is an Omaha guy. He's a world champion. He's one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. But it's not. It's just boxing so far from that. And then one of the friends wrote back and said, "I tell you what, I'm not going to watch it. You let me know how it goes after 45 minutes of them dancing with each other. Let me know who gets the decision after." And you can't argue with that. It's probably what's going to happen.
Did you take a break yet?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I did right before you joined us here. Because I thought, did we start right at 10 o'clock?
Right around there. Yeah,
all right. I just figured 10:30, so I did that.
Yep. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Denver, Colorado. That's where Doug is. Doug, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush, powered by or from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call. Caden Weegan is what stands out in my mind from this game. He's hungry, and he's fearless, and he all this stuff goes without saying, but it's just nice to watch a guy play the position and has no fear, and he's going after it. He's attacking his position. I just love it. And good Hawkeye win today. And I wanted to also comment on something that Ross talked about last week. He somewhat challenged us or asked us, what is your expectation for the Iowa football program overall? And before I tell you, Travis, just hold a comment. Just hold a comment.
Okay.
My expectation is 1985 every 2 or 3 years, and being in the national conversation without 4 fumbles.
Oh no, you're kind of cutting out there. Are you still there?
I know the 1985 expectation is lofty, but and unrealistic probably. But that's what I
now,
want.
Can I ask a clarifying question on that, Doug? When you say the 1985, I want you to be more specific than just. Do you mean to be in the conversation for national title? Do you mean every 2 or 3 years you want the Hawkeyes to be in the college football playoff? What can you be more specific?
I want the Hawkeyes to be in the.
I think he said he wants him to be in the conversation.
Is that what it was? Conversation.
Yes.
He cut out on me. I didn't hear
Yes.
that. I didn't hear it. Okay. All right.
515-517-2303. Let's go to North Liberty. That's where Aaron is. Aaron, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on? Aaron, you there? And that's a no.
When you say conversation, Travis, or when Doug says I want them to be in the conversation every 2 or 3 years, I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm not. What conversation for what?
I think he wants him to be in the national conversation. He's going to 1985.
National conversation for the national championship, national conversation for the playoff.
Well, 1985, they were number one in the country, right? So I think it's probably in the conversation to be now in the college football playoff.
I admire that optimism. I think that's a little bit too optimistic, but I admire that. I love that there are Hawkeye fans that want that. I love that there are Hawkeye fans that say, "No, I want to be in the national championship. I want to be Alabama. I want to be Alabama." I love that we have fans that are like that. We shouldn't laugh at that. As Hawkeye fans, I see a lot of fans in the comments are like, "Oh, come on. That's crazy." We shouldn't laugh at that. We should go, "Yeah. Hope you're right." I'm too pessimistic. And then I justify it by saying, "No, I'm just realistic."
Wouldn't you say that's a lot of Hawkeye fans' expectations is that every 5, 6, 7 years you're competing for a Big Ten title? Maybe a little shorter than that. Don't you think that's always kind of been the expectation? You always knew that an Ohio State was going to be there, a Michigan was going to be there, a Penn State was going to be there. But if you could get in that conversation every 3, 4, 5 years and still maintain that 8-win mark, that was the expectation?
Yeah. I mean, again, every 4 or 5 years being in the conversation for the Big Ten title. Yes. We're a long ways from that right now. We're a long ways from that. Big Ten title? If I said I need you to place a bet, Travis, and you tell me how many years out Iowa wins a Big Ten title. You say you got to place a bet. Is it Iowa wins a Big Ten title in the next 3 years?
No, I'd take the
5 years.
No.
10 years.
No.
I think that's a hard bet to place. I think that's a hard bet to place. That you could go 10 years. But that's probably the number I'd pick because, again, I'm a fan and things change. But what would have to change in order for that to happen? The guy who we're just celebrating today. The best of all time. The best to ever do it. It does. I shouldn't even.
What's that?
I mean, like we were looking at the Big Ten winningest football coaches. I love Kirk Ference. He's a legend. There needs to be a statue of the guy. But now we're having a conversation about winning Big Ten titles. How often did you do that? What are the expectations for your program? If you're going to apply that backwards, listen to the other names that he's around. Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler, Joe Paterno. Those guys have those guys have national titles.
True.
They don't just have Big Ten titles. They have multiple Big Ten titles and national titles. Where's my trophies? Is what I want to say. Do you ever have those moments where you feel like Ray Kinsella at the end of Field of Dreams. At the end of Field of Dreams, they tell James Earl Jones, hey, you want to come with us? And he's like, what? Travis, mute your mic while you're doing that.
Oh, it's going over the air?
Yeah. He's like, it's still going over the air. It's all right. He's like, if we ask John, I'm losing my train of thought, Trav. He says, you want to go with us? And James Earl Jones says, you mean out there? He says, yeah. And Ray Kinsella goes, Kevin Costner's character is like, wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean he gets to go with you? What about me? And he's like, don't ask this question, Ray. And he's like, no. I haven't asked this entire time, what's in it for me? And they say, well, what are you asking now, Ray? And he goes, what's in it for me? Cool. 206 wins. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun. That's what's been in it for me, Travis. What's been in it for us these last 25 years has been the great run. A lot of fun Saturdays.
Incredible run.
Yeah. I also had a conversation with a guy earlier today who said, yeah, I'm a big Hawkeye fan, but man, I usually fall asleep on Saturdays during the games. Hawks are kind of boring to watch. And I thought, yeah, I've been there. Never fallen asleep during one, but I've been bored watching my favorite football team on a Saturday before.
Let's see if this works. 515-571.
Am I live?
Hey, you there, Jeff?
Yep. You bet. I'm at Jeff Rose here.
All right.
Ed Podolak here.
Hey, oh, yeah. Welcome to the Black and Gold Rush powered by the Iowa Lottery.
Yep. Ed Podolak here, sitting in Iowa City at Jethro's, hammering beers. Thank you for all you guys do.
It's been a rough one tonight, buddy.
No, it has not. No, it has not. You guys do awesome. I listen to you guys all the time, every 6 to 8 every morning. And here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Iowa, they're not very good, but you guys are fucking awesome. And get rid of the F-bomb.
Oh, yeah, we'll just dump it out.
Let's do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a button.
Okay. Hey.
Thanks, Jeff.
You guys hang up on me?
No, we're waiting for you.
No, don't hang up. No, so I'm here at Jethro's in fucking Iowa City or Coralville, hammering beers. Ed Podolak. I know him
So
for all my life.
what's your point?
Well, the Hawkeyes are not very good, but you guys are fucking awesome. So keep it going, boys. Keep it going.
Thanks,
I'll
Jeff.
listen to it at 6 a.m.
Thanks.
Okay. Be careful.
Yeah, well,
You be careful. You be careful.
Jeff, let me recap Jeff's call. Ed Podolak, Jethro's slamming beers, Hawks suck, we rock.
Let's go back to Aaron in North Liberty. Welcome to the Black and Gold Rush. Aaron, live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's up?
How's everybody doing? That was great.
Thanks.
Hey, I just wanted to say, obviously, it was a good win, but just a couple questions. Obviously, the record is an accomplishment, but just I want to know the game that he got suspended for. Did that count, even though he wasn't coaching? Did that count for or against the record? I'm just curious about that. And then I had one more quick question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your second
I
question,
didn't know if
Aaron?
you wanted to answer that one first.
I believe it did not count towards his record because he did not coach the game. If I remember that correctly, it was talked about last year. Somebody needs if somebody knows I'm wrong.
I can look it up here. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
But I believe Aaron that it did not count towards his win.
Okay, because obviously it was gonna there would be a few more games in there if there would have been any sort of asterisks or anything. But honestly, obviously, great accomplishment and everything. I do have a question though.
By the way, real
going
quickly,
forward,
the answer, Aaron, is no. It did not count.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I just wanted to know too, just because it's gonna get tougher. Like I said, obviously, I want it to be different, but I see the schedule and coming into the conference play, and I if I don't know where the extra wins are going to come from for, as far as the upcoming schedule for, even to get 2 6 wins. So what do you guys think? Just with the upcoming schedule, where do you see the other wins coming from?
Boy.
I mean, what do you
Now,
think?
Aaron, to be clear, are you just asking about like the future of the Hawkeye schedule here? What we see, how we kind of see the rest of the 9 games shaking out?
Yeah, with the conference, just for this year. Yeah, just like where I mean, honestly, because I'm just looking at it from a realistic standpoint, and I can see maybe 3, maybe 4, but I know I'm not alone on that. So just if we went down the schedule and just went down the line with it, where do you guys see wins coming from? Because I know, like, we just have a horrific statistic with ranked teams in the last, 4 to 5 years. Like, it's just as awful in terms of what we do just against ranked opponents, conference or otherwise. So, what do you guys think?
I'll give you mine, and then Ross, you can follow me. I think they can get a win at Rutgers next week. I do. Even though Rutgers put 60 on the board today, I think they can get a win at Rutgers. Indiana's kind of a toss-up with me right now. I still don't know how good Indiana is.
They're ranked, so I mean, I know that's going to be it. And and they're coming off of a playoff appearance last year. I know it was very up and coming and quick how they did it, but I mean, they should be taken very seriously, at least the way that they've been playing from last year.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying it's a home game. Wisconsin should be a win. They're not going to beat Penn State. Okay. Minnesota, they get them at home, rivalry game. I'll put close win there. They're not going to beat Oregon. They're not going to beat USC. They may have a chance against Michigan State, and they're not going to beat Nebraska. So
go through that again, Trav.
That sounds like 6 and 6 or 7 and 5, then, right?
Yep. So Rutgers, Ross, Indiana, Wisconsin, and maybe Minnesota.
All right. I just, like I said, I hope, I want to be wrong. I see 5, maybe 6, but man, okay, let me just ask you one more quick thing, either of you. Even if we get to that point, like, let's say we get to 6 or 7, is that really what we want? Is that really what we want?
No.
As Hawkeye fans? I mean, right. That's what I'm saying. And then, so where do things go after that? Because even if it did get to 8 wins, I want to make sure that we are relevant in terms of, being in the conversation. But the way the format is, you've got to be the top 2 in the conference to even consider that.
It's just
in terms of getting to a Big Ten title game, and then by that time you hopefully are ranked enough where you can be in the playoff conversation, and that's meaning you have to have 2 losses, and that's about it. So, but that's all I wanted to say, and I appreciate everybody.
I love it. Thank you, Aaron, so much, man. Thank you, Aaron, so much. Here's the problem. Yep. He's exactly right. Whether we're having a conversation about 6 and 6, 7 and 5, 8 and 4, whatever that is, what is it, a rebuilding year? No, you have a senior quarterback. You got a senior quarterback. The dude who was much better today than he had been. You're not you're not seeing what's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's not like, the running back room is young. The wide receivers look good against UMass. Defense is always going to be there. Trav, you are more optimistic about this season than I am.
Listen, I'm saying I'm not going to put a definite loss on Rutgers. I'm not going to put a definite loss on Indiana. They're going to be close games. I'm just saying of the winnable games, that's the best I can do. They're not. They're not beating Penn State. They're not beating Oregon. They're not beating USC. They're not beating Nebraska.
I think Minnesota's going to be a really tough one. I think they beat Wisconsin. I think they beat Nebraska. I think Rutgers is going to be tough.
Do you think they win it? Rutgers beats them and Nebraska doesn't?
Nebraska sucks.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Austin. Austin, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on?
Yeah, I was just wondering. I mean, obviously, now that Ference got the most Big Ten wins, he's obviously got a long history and legacy. If he doesn't get the win percentage requirements, will they still put him in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, wow. They adjusted it for Mike Leach. He's going to be really, really close. And the answer to that is probably no. Though, here's what I don't like about this is a good question. Is Kirk Ference a Hall of Fame coach? Absolutely. Absolutely. I hate that you have to have these measurables that say, well, if you don't hit this mark, you don't. The dude's been at Iowa, a Big Ten school, for 27 years. That's Hall of Fame material anyway, because in today's coaching landscape, nobody lasts that long. It just doesn't happen.
I'm going to be a dick here. 27 years, and he doesn't have the win percentage that they set in place. They put that in place just to prevent things like this. Like, we don't want a guy just being there because he couldn't get fired.
Boo, Ross, come on.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. He's been there. That was kind of my point. I think that's actually a little bit more pointed, Austin, than what was going through my brain when we're like, hey, 206. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Great. Then you look at it next to those other names and you're like, them dudes got rings. Those dudes got titles. Not Big Ten titles. Bo Schembechler wasn't. Woody Hayes. They weren't playing for Big Ten titles. They had way bigger fish. And here we show up and we go, hey, look, we caught 206 bluegill.
I could be misattributing this quote, but weren't you the one that said it's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Really Good?
Yeah. Travis, when you right away, when you just like, is he a famous coach? Absolutely. Dude, we are not in a position to be able to declare that. We're not. You're in a better
the percentage just to get Mike Leach in there. I mean, what made Mike Leach Mike Leach? Was it
his
the
character?
Way his character?
Yes.
I mean, just his personality. That's why the people wanted him in there.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Iowa Roots.
Austin is on fire.
He is on fire. Jeez.
Thanks,
All right,
Austin.
Austin.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Have a good night, boys.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Senorita Puffer. Welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on, Senorita?
Hola. I had a couple things I wanted to say, and the first one was we didn't get emotional Kirk after the game. I mean, a little bit, but we didn't get full emotional Kirk. And I put this in the chat, but this is why I think why. He is so in tune to his current team that he's going to look past his personal records because he cares about this team. Okay? So you didn't get the crying or any of that.
Oh, that's good.
They wanted to get it a little bit, but they didn't. And he's just a class act. The second point I wanted to make was, as a Southeast Polk supporter, I loved seeing Xavier Wampa lock hands with him and run off the field together, and I thought that was really cool.
You just touched on something there, Senorita Puffer, that, man, you might have unlocked something with Coach Ference with me. I mean this, that you nailed it. In that moment, they ask him about it, Travis. We've all seen it. The emotion overcomes him for a second. His face washes over with emotion, and then it goes away.
Yep.
It's easy. It's easy. I watch that, and sometimes I've attributed that to like being a little bit more robotic But what it is exactly what Senorita Puffer just said. It's I think the mental term for it is compartmentalization. He's in the now. And those things when that player says to him, hey, Coach, 25 years ago, I was on this field with you when we beat Northern Iowa for your first win. And for a moment, like Senorita Puffer saying, it takes him out of that now. He stops thinking about these kids and this win, and a wave of 25 years of memories rushes over him. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. And he goes, "Oh yeah, not all of them were pretty wins."
Yeah,
I think you nailed it, Senorita Puffer.
In tonight. We got to get ready.
Yeah.
Let me play. I don't want to poo-poo on your idea here. Just hear me out on this one. If it would have happened last week against Iowa State, I think it would have been much more emotional because it is an in-state rivalry. It would have been a close game. It was 47-7. You realized after the first quarter that you'd hit the record. Yeah, I mean, you knew going into the game you were going to get the record. After the first quarter, you knew for sure you were going to have it. You tend to, anytime you're in an emotional situation, I think once you had basically 3 hours of knowing that you hit it, does that take away a little from it too?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it probably does. I think
I'm not
that.
Sure.
I think it really changes it for the fans too, Travis. But I think that it does. Like and when you say he knew 3 hours ago, let's be honest.
He knew Monday.
As soon as somebody said it, like, oh. If it would have happened last week, though, it would have changed it for the fans in the opposite way. It wouldn't have been for fans, we would have been way more wrapped up in the beat Iowa State. Right? That we'd have been way more wrapped up in that, and it would have been later in the week where it would have been like, oh, yeah, by the way, hit 206. So I think for us, it's maybe a little bit, we're going to pause a little bit more like we have here and talk about his career and all that. We probably wouldn't have done this last week.
Senorita Puffer, thanks. It's good to hear from you.
Great call. Thank you. And that's cool that.
Thanks. Good to hear.
That's got to be really cool for you, Senorita Puffer, right. as a Southeast Polk teacher. You know these kids, and to see their successes, and it's very cool. Happy for Southeast Polk success, and thank you for calling in.
515-517-2303. We're here for another hour, so if you want to get some phone calls, please do so. We're going to take a quick break.
Listen. I had to power through the last commercial break, okay? So I'm going to go use the restroom, so you do whatever you
Ross is going to go take a pee-pee. We're going to take a minute 16 break. We'll be back with more of the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios.
She's on the 17, the 45, the 29, and she scores big cash prizes from the Iowa Lottery by matching her numbers to the winning numbers on the new Iowa Blackout Scratch Ticket. Now she's entering for a chance to win an Ironman Suite experience at Kinnick Stadium, plus other fun VIP prizes. That's the best touchdown dance I've ever seen. Make the biggest play of the season today. Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time homebuyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You like listening to Travis and Ross talk about the Hawkeyes, so tune in when they talk about everything else. Listen to The Rush with Travis and Ross every day on therushradio.com, YouTube, the TuneIn app, and wherever you get your sports content.
Welcome to the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. Good to have you along on a Saturday night. Thank you for bearing with us during our technical difficulties. Ross did a good job powering through. I happened to disappear. I want to tell you about the Iowa Lottery and it's launched a brand new Iowa Blackout Scratch Ticket. It did that on August 5th, and it's available at retailers statewide. It's a gorgeous black matte finish. And I tell you what, you can win up to $50,000 instantly on the scratch ticket. And if you're not a winner, enter a non-winning Iowa Blackout Scratch Ticket into your VIP club account for a chance to win tickets to a Hawkeye football game of your choice. And don't forget, if you are not a VIP member, you can always sign up for free at iowalottery.com/VIP. Welcome back there, Roscoe.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Are you surprised the tone of the night? And that is how it went from, a win against UMass to we've peaked. I mean, or is that? I guess the tone has kind of surprised me a little bit.
When you say we've peaked,
well, people are like, how far could this team go? I mean,
so interesting, Travis. What an interesting question. The tone of the night is kind of what I expected, I guess. I really didn't think there was a way for us to be blown away by a win over UMass. And then, so that, I didn't think anybody would, I didn't think any of us would be on here like, oh my gosh, Gronowski's Dan Marino. But the tone of looking forward did kind of, I don't want to say it surprised me. I hadn't done it. I don't do that. I don't look ahead. I really don't. I see the schedule and I go, oh, it looks tough. All right, so what's going on? I try to do the Kirk Ference. I try to live in the now.
Well,
but dude, when I look at it, I'll be honest. When I look at it, I'm just going to go through it with you. Because you said these next two, at Rutgers and Indiana, you rightfully said, like, hey, those can go either way. I can see those both being losses.
Absolutely.
Rutgers is 3-0. They've looked really good. Indiana's 3-0. They still look like they've got something to prove. They're angry about not getting the respect they deserve. And they do deserve it. By the way, they had a great year last year, and they're off to a hot start again. Wisconsin, I think the Hawkeyes beat Wisconsin this year. And I would love to see that be the end of it. And then you've got Penn State, Minnesota, Oregon, and USC. That's a tough 4-game stretch. I like to think that the Hawkeyes still beat Minnesota. But that's a tough game.
The benefit or the saving grace here is that it's at home, right? If that was on the road, I would feel much less confident
Good
about
point.
it. But I'm kind of with you. The fact that that's at home, I would fall into that. And it's at halftime right now out at Cal, and Cal is leading Minnesota by a score of 10-7.
Did you by chance see I didn't send it to you. I wanted to send you that photo from the UCLA game.
Oh, UCLA's a joke.
Dude.
Let's get to this phone call real quick because he's been waiting on hold for a little bit at 515-517-2303. Booker, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? Love your show.
Thanks brother.
Booker.
Hey, where the hell's Owen at today?
Well, we were having some internet problems, and we thought the phone lines were down, and so he bolted. So we've got the AI voice doing the call screening right now. He apologizes.
I knew I said he quit. I said it.
He's not getting paid, so he was like, I'm going home. I'm going home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
You know what? He came over tonight. He was at a buddy's house getting ready to watch the fight. Then he came over. He's like, I'm going to go watch the fight.
Yeah, I don't blame
him.
No.
Well,
he'll be here Friday night, though.
There's another radio station that can't pay people either, so they just started firing people.
Well,
I won't tell you about that.
There's some truth to that.
Hey, in that stupid boxing match, hey, Travis, that match still isn't on, man. It started at 8 o'clock. That match still isn't on. There's another match going on right now. I've been watching.
Well, and that's the tough thing about boxing. I mean, they're doing this in Las Vegas, right? And I didn't think they would get into the ring. Boy, it's a little later than I thought. I thought they'd get in about 11:15. Now, is Vegas right now on Mountain Time, or is it on Pacific Time? Is it on Pacific Time? So that would be, they get in at midnight. That's 10 o'clock. They drag fights out.
They can't get out of their own way.
Yeah,
they can't get out of their own way.
Yep.
Hey, but to move on, I wanted to tell you had that Senorita puffer on, and hey, I respect that opinion, but in my opinion, that's what's wrong with the Hawkeye program is that Kirk Ference starts crying, and Senorita Puffer's like, oh, he loves his team right now. Well, I'm glad he loves his team, but in the meantime, the entire program's suffering because we need him to go. But we're doing the Iowa Nice thing where we won't fire him. We're trying to respect him. We won't fire him. But at the same time, he needs to just step down. I mean, it's time to move on, and he needs to realize that. But we're doing the stupid Iowa Nice thing. I just started watching that Netflix thing about the Dallas Cowboys. That was the good thing about Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. They walked in, and they didn't give a shit. They said, I don't care how long you've been here, Tom Landry. You've had 3 years losing seasons. You're done. You're out. I'm bringing in the new guy. And then Jimmy Johnson said, hey, you ain't producing? You're out. You're out of here. They didn't give a shit. That's the way we need to quit being Iowa Nice.
But Booker,
start worrying about winning. Winning.
But Booker,
winning.
hold on for a second. And I'm not disagreeing with you, but Jerry Jones has also turned around.
Brother, I love you.
Hold on now. Jerry Jones also said in that documentary it was probably the worst PR thing he ever did. He knew he had to fire him, but the way he fired him was the wrong way to do it. Meaning he should have.
Okay, but so what are we supposed to do?
He's got the record. You're not going to fire Kirk Ference. You're not.
I know that's the problem.
He hasn't done anything to be fired for.
Other than running the pro, what are we? Other than just settling for mediocrity? That's all we're doing now. Honestly,
I almost jumped in when you said he hasn't done anything to be fired for it.
What was that?
What was that, Booker?
Oh, I agree with you. That what do we fire him for? That we're not moving on to the next step. Is that enough to fire a guy? I don't know.
Can I ask you something, Booker? I'm honest to God curious about this. How old of a guy are you?
Bring it, brother. I love you. You know what? I'm the exact same age as your good friend Ross Peterson. We are the exact same, born same year, everything. Only I was born in Marshalltown, so I'm a little bit better than the East Side.
Booker, did you grow up in Marshalltown?
Well, actually, I live in Marshalltown. I was born in Missouri, so that makes me even better than you.
Makes me even better.
Go ahead, Travis.
Well, no, the reason I asked that, I think there is a generation, and it's probably Ross's age and younger, that your expectations are going to be. I have high expectations, but I think the demand, even probably a little bit younger than you guys, are going to say, hey, we don't care what has happened. We're watching everybody else, and we're watching Iowa State become a playoff contender, even though they had a close game today. And you're going, if Iowa State can do it, if Iowa State can be in the conversation, there's no reason that Iowa shouldn't be. And I totally get where you're coming from.
So my point, I guess, to Iowa Nation is, what do we do? We're stuck here where we're so nice we won't fire a guy because he's done so much for the program, but at the same time, everybody else is passing us by, and we're going nowhere. So what do you do? I don't know. Sit here and bitch and call into a talk show, I guess. That's what I'm gonna
well,
do.
I mean, it's interesting. This is this happened a lot last year and in previous years on the old show, in that you have a convincing win, and people still aren't. They're not fooled by it. Does that make sense, Ross? They're not fooled by it. Is that they go,
Several things, Booker. He's not going to get fired, but you're asking what would make him maybe step down, or what would lead to that thing. He's already got this record, so that's out of the way. I think if you look at this year's schedule, there's a chance if next week lose against Rutgers, lose to Indiana. We think Wisconsin's a W. We should be smart enough to know Wisconsin's kind of like those old Iowa State games. Like it's a slobber knocker rock fight, right? Penn State, Minnesota, Oregon, USC. Travis is guaranteed the Hawks lose to Nebraska. Everybody heard it here on the Black and Gold Rush first. Oh, Husker Trav. No, I'm kidding. But let's just say, Travis.
What a homer.
What a homer. Travis, would that, I hate to even lay it out, but let's say it's a 4-win, 5-win season. Is that enough for Coach Ference at the end of the year to go, I think I got to get out of here?
One of two things, and this is Pollyannish as it gets. One of two things happen. It's time to go, or I'm not going out like this.
I like that. You know what? I think every Hawkeye fan, yeah. Every Hawkeye fan would get a T-shirt with a picture of Ference superimposed over the top of Trump with his fist up in the air. Fight. Be Ference popping his head through the.
But it's also, Ross, in Booker, it depends on how close some of these games are. If you get demolished by Oregon, by USC, by Penn State, if you get demolished by Nebraska, then you start to go, this is 1998 all over again.
I like being Iowa nice, but this Iowa nice thing's getting old. And it's getting time to move on. So
we've talked to Booker a bunch.
We get over this Iowa nice thing, we're stuck in the middle because I don't see Coach Ference stepping down. And I'll get off the radio. I love you guys.
Hold on, Booker. Hold on. You know who I never noticed who Booker sounds like, Travis?
Who?
You know the guy who does the videos where he's like, what? No way. And it's like he goes and he shows some life hack thing. Are you supposed to be able to use your jack stand for all sorts of... You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Booker sounds just like that dude.
515-517-2303. Jason, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush in the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on? Jason, you there? I hear you. Jason? Guess he's
Jason,
not there.
Hello. Yeah, boy. We might need a call screener back. We might need to break into the piggy bank and pay Owen.
Oh,
what would he
gets
charge
paid
us?
with my love.
What would he charge us? Can we get a quote?
He was there when I brought him on because I could hear him move his phone. Then he's just like he just hung up. Up.
What was his name? It was Jason. No, that's not it. Austin asked if he was snoring. What was that guy's name?
Oh, I forget.
That was great. So, yeah. I really didn't think it was going to turn into this. If that's what you're saying by the tone of the show.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't think that we would. I didn't think we'd be talking about. Well, when's Kirk Ference finally going to leave? But Travis, I think if we do take a step back and go, well, that's how fans are feeling. That's how fans are feeling. Fans, the growing sentiment is thank you. It's time to go. That's the growing sentiment in a polite way, like Booker just said, that Iowa nice way. When he says, I love Senorita Puffer, but I don't like the Iowa nice way. Yeah, he is a class act. He is, and he does care about his kids. Is caring about the kids, should we look at caring about the kids like
Tell me a coach that doesn't care about their kids.
That's what I'm getting at. Should we look at it like we do graduation rates? All right, I graduate my kids. Yeah, that's the point. I care about my kids. You better. That should be the bar. That should be that should not be the bar.
That should be a given. That should be a given. And I've never doubted that for a second. Kirk Ference wants to win.
I didn't think it turned into this. I thought we'd take some time and have this Kirk Ference appreciation night. And I obviously hope that we aren't in that position where it is losses to Rutgers in Indiana. A lot more fun season is going to be wins over those teams. A third win over Wisconsin. Surprise the hell out of Penn State.
You know, I've never been one for prediction radio. I haven't. But I'm going to go out on a limb here, Ross. Next week is huge. Next week against Rutgers is absolutely huge in the tone that's set for the conference season. Rutgers beat Norfolk State today. As expected, they put 60 points up on them, 160-10. 563 yards of total offense, 185 yards rushing. Starting quarterback, Cal McManus. I think I said that right.
Sure. I hope you didn't screw up Cal
26.
McManus. What do you mean?
Ethan Cal McManus, 18 of 26, 309 yards and a TD.
Now I got to look it up. Hold on.
Ethan.
Oh, it's one name. I
Yes.
thought Cal McManus was
No,
his name.
Ethan's his first name.
I was like, how'd you screw up Cal McManus? Isn't it just Cal McManus?
Andy, what's up? Welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on, Andy?
Hey, guys, thanks for being on tonight. I'm on my way home from Iowa City as we speak, listening to the show and getting some interesting opinions, hearing some interesting opinions. So not that this is, and I will defend Kirk Ference, but this isn't a defense of Kirk Ference as in saying, who do we bring in next? So who would we bring in next? Order some names. That's kind of what I think I'm getting at.
And Andy, let me go. I want to start from the beginning of it because I hate that I've presented something where you feel like you have to call in and say, I want to defend Kirk Ference because I hate that I'm in I don't want to feel like I'm attacking the guy. I really don't. And Andy, your point's a great
I'm
point.
gonna let you take this off the air because your connection's pretty bad, and it's yours, not mine. So keep listening.
But Andy, thank you. Appreciate the phone call. And great question. All right, so you want to get rid of Kirk Ference. Who's going to take over? I don't know. There's guys. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Here and to that point, I remember when Kirk Ference got hired, I didn't know who he was. I was like, well, I thought we were going to get like Bob Stoops or somebody. I thought Chuck Long was going to be the head coach. Who's this? Kirk Ference? Who's Kurt Ference? So I don't know. And I better not be the guy that Beth gets calls for a list because
and here's where it's changed now. And I don't have an answer, but I think I have a pretty good guess. And the fact that you better be ripe with cash, not cash to pay your coach, because you know that where that bar is set. You better have plenty of cash to support your NIL efforts and paying your players, because that's the new name of the game. Who is cash rich at this point? I don't think Iowa's as cash rich as what we think they are. They're going to have money, but in the grand scheme of things, we're seeing a lot of other teams that are going to be competitive because they're willing to fork over the cash.
All right, so I want to ask Andy or listeners like Andy that question, then try to answer the question myself, and that is, what do you want from your next coach? Do you want a coach that's going to be here for 20 years?
No.
I don't. I mean, not if it... Man, what do I want? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know what I would say. I don't know how I would answer that question. If I said, I can give you a name of a coach that's going to be here for the next 20 years, and in those next 20 years, he's going to win 210 football games. He's going to beat Kirk Ference. In that time, you're going to get one Big Ten title. You're going to go to the college football playoff 3 times in those 20 years. And you're not going to win. You're going to get beat in the first round each time. but he's going to love his players. He's going to represent the state well, like Kirk Ference has done. Or I've got option B, and we're going to play the Monty Hall game. I can't give you the details of option B. It might be a coach that's here for 2 years and quits. It might be a coach that's here for 2 years, has a scandal, and gets fired. But it might be a coach that's here for 8 years and does something magical. Because I think that can happen too. Like, I really do. And I don't think that Kirk Ference, I think we've seen the top end of what's going to happen here. I don't think anything better is available here.
Jeff says, I want a coach that continues to churn NFL players.
Then.
But Iowa's done that consistently over 27 years and doesn't have a lot to show for it.
They got a coach with 200. They got a coach with the most wins in Big Ten history.
That's true.
They do have a lot of NFL talent, like Justice is saying. Got a lot of guys, which Travis does give you. It gives you a lot to cheer for. You know, having your favorite player, having teams from your having players from your favorite team in the NFL does give you a lot to cheer for. So that is something to have a program that churns guys into the NFL. That's cool. I'm one of those people that doesn't think it's crazy to say, "What if?" I've seen it. I've seen programs come out of nowhere and become powerhouses. I watched Baylor do it. But Baylor's different. Baylor's in Texas. Yeah, so is Houston and SMU and TCU and a whole bunch of other schools that aren't juggernauts. And then, by the way, Baylor's still in Texas. I'm not sure if people knew that. Still in Texas. Not the juggernaut anymore. Why not? The people. Oh, so it's the people that make the difference. Iowa State. We all are old enough to remember when it was offensive to call Iowa State the doormat of the Big 12, but
they were there.
They were there, and now you look at that and you're like, that same Iowa State? What changed? They didn't move Ames. Ames is not in a recruiting hotbed all of a sudden. What changed? Well, over time, they had the right guy in Dan McCarney. And then they had the right guy in Jamie Pollard. And then they got the right guy in Matt Campbell and TJ Otzelberger and click, 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 click. Iowa has gone click, 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 click. Got the right guys to get us here. I don't know. To Andy's point, who's the guy that's going to make it go kaboom and launch it into that stratosphere? I don't know. But I do know it's not Kirk Ference.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Jim. Jim, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's up?
Hey, guys. I'm glad we're not in Nebraska. They had 5 coaches, and they don't win as much as Iowa has.
That's true.
And what do you think Sean Roberts is thinking when Texas A&M scored on 4th and 11? Don't we feel so sorry for Sean Roberts?
He's a big Notre Dame fan. There's no doubt
Notre
about
Dame
that.
fan. Never rooted for my friends to be unhappy, Jim. And for you, Nebraska, dude, I'm no Nebraska defender, Jim, but you make me into one when you start you wouldn't trade Iowa's history for Nebraska's?
Nope.
You're insane, Jim.
They haven't won a bowl game in like 15 years. They haven't won 15 years.
They won a bowl game last year.
I wasn't around when they were good. I wasn't born when they were good.
Jim, I've met you. Yeah, you were. I've met you, Jim. Yeah, you were. You're my age.
I'm not as old as you old fart.
Thanks, Jim.
Have a safe trip going up to Minnesota.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Bye, Jim.
515-517-2303. We're here for another half hour, so if you want to entertain us and get your phone calls in, you can. We'll take a short break, come back more with the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studio.
With the new Blackout Scratch ticket from the Iowa Lottery, you can win the game day experience of your dreams.
That'll be $5.
Enter for a chance to win a VIP experience cheering on the Hawkeyes from the Ironman Suite at Kinnick Stadium.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You like listening to Travis and Ross talk about the Hawkeyes, so tune in when they talk about everything else. Listen to The Rush with Travis and Ross every day on therushradio.com, YouTube, the TuneIn app, and wherever you get your sports content.
Welcome back to the Black and Gold Rush, live from the Iowa Lottery Studios. Happy Saturday night. Iowa over UMass today, 47-7. Kirk Ference gets his 206th win, most in Big Ten history. A record will take many, many years to have that busted. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, or the Rush Radio Android app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Start leaving your comments in the comments section. We're here till midnight tonight. We're going to take you into the new year, the new day.
Whoa.
Quick reminder, Ross and I are going to be at Willis Automotive on Tuesday. Want to throw our good friends at Willis a little mention because they power our morning show, and they have their new car show coming up on Tuesday, and it's going to be free food, free drink, and also live music to go around. So lots of really good food. As a matter of fact, if you visit the Cadillac section and you get a walk all around, you get shrimp cocktail and antipasta skewers, all sorts of good stuff. So, and you can buy yourself a car. Just look at a car. That's what's going to be fun about it. 515-517.
I thought you were going to read the menu to us for a minute. I was like, oh, God, please no.
No, I'm not going to read the menu. I'll do that on Monday.
There's so much stuff. There's
so much stuff.
Yeah, not because there's a lot of stuff.
Yes. Let's give Jason another shot. Jason, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on?
Hey, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I want to say congratulations to Ference on the wins. I know it's been frustrating over the years. He's a great coach. And I hate the predictions of what we're going forward with. Just take it 1 week at a time. That's all we have to do, 1 week at a time. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jason.
Jason, yes. I constantly fall into that thing of thinking what I've seen, I'm going to see. I didn't care today that they were beating up on UMass. At no point was I like, oh, yeah, here we go. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't that. Caden Weegan, I did. When Weegan broke loose, I'm like, this is fun.
First drive I was, because Gronowski went vertical. He had the long completion. They made it look easy. I was pretty excited then. But by the time the second quarter ran around, I'm like, okay, I know I have to watch this game, but I don't really want to watch this game. Do you know what I mean by that?
I know exactly what you meant. Exactly. That's why the stands look like they do in the fourth quarter. Right? Because fans feel that way. Like, hey, we can go. We know how this one's ending. I needed to hear that, though, Jason, that I hate Travis and I don't do prediction radio.
We don't.
We intentionally avoid it because of that reason. We just have no idea what these teams are going to look like next week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, in 4 weeks. You have no idea. So what we do is we take today and we project that out. And I'm a pessimistic punk anyway. So my projections suck.
515-517-2303. Again, lines are open if you want to call us. Ross, a short week for Iowa as they play Friday in New Jersey. So that's going to be a late game. We're going to be on late again. Do you like these short weeks? Do you like Friday games?
This is going to be a weird one for me, Trav, because I'm going to be up in Canada. So I am so excited about Friday night. I'm going to have an incredibly unique experience Friday night. Something I've been able to do just a handful of times in my life. I'm going to watch the game on an island in Canada with a couple of my best friends in a cabin. And then I'm going to, as soon as that's done, you and I'll probably still be sitting in that cabin when we hook up and do this. I hope the Hawks win. I'm going to get real corny and sentimental for a second, dude. I'm glad you asked me this question. This is why I'm a Hawks fan. This is why I'm a Hawks fan. It's not because it's because I love the experience of doing something with my friends, doing with people. Today, the last couple of games, I've got the first half of the game. I go over and I watch it with my dad at his house. My brother's there, my sister's there, the whole family's there. Today, it was too hot to be in the garage. We were all in the house again for the first time in what felt like a decade, you know? It's chaotic. All the kids are running around. There's toys everywhere. You can't hear the game. It was fun. It's fun. Friday night, it wouldn't matter if it was. I won't even know that it's. I won't even know that it's Friday night. I kind of forget when we're doing the show here that where we're at and what we're doing. You know, kind of get lost in the time warp. Oh yeah, it is Saturday night, late at night. Get up early and church it tomorrow. Friday night, I'll be bouncing off the lake to watch the game, to have an awesome dinner while I sit down to watch the lake in a cabin. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, football will probably be the farthest thing from your mind next week.
Until Friday night. And then, yeah.
It's going to set the tone, though. I do believe Friday night sets the tone for the Iowa football team going into the Big Ten season. And, again, not doing prediction radio, but you do have to look at what's ahead and go, boy, if you don't get off on the right foot, it could snowball quickly.
You look at that schedule, Trav, like, I think Indiana's a tough one, man. Indiana's tough. I know it's at home, and you see them coming. If you lose that game to Rutgers, dude, it could set things in a bad motion. I got a bad feeling about this. It's a big game. It's a big game. What do you think happens when they fire off against Cal McManus? And by the way, I think I got it. It's
Ethan?
Callie McManus.
Callie McManus?
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah.
I said it like I knew it.
You were close. You did really good, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Did you watch any other games today?
Yeah, dude, actually I did. I remember I called you from the bowling alley.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had fun at the bowling alley. I didn't bowl. The girls used the bumpers too.
Really?
Yeah. Put up totals of like 47 and 48 in the first game, and I think it was 56 and 72 in the second game. So got to see some pins fly today.
Couple of upsets. You had Georgia Tech knock off Clemson.
Yes,
this was a team that Dabo Swinney said was one of his best that he's ever had at Clemson. They have 2 losses now. So if they're going to have any shot, Clemson's going to have to go run the table in the ACC, win the ACC championship, because they're sitting at 1-2 right now as they lost to Georgia Tech 24-21. Miami humanized South Florida, and Miami's going to be one of those teams. Is the U back? They won 49-12. South Florida just beat Florida, which lost to LSU today 20-10. Billy Napier's seat is getting really, really hot at Florida. He's probably, again, you got to wait till kids can jump into the transfer portal, and you don't want them to jump in too quick. So A&M upsets Notre Dame tonight, 41-40. You had Vanderbilt knock off number 11 South Carolina 31-7. That was a beatdown. A great game between Georgia and Tennessee. That one I was kind of glued to. That was when I watched. And then I got a text. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I got a text about Arch Manning getting booed. Texas played UTEP today, and they won 27-10. But in a 27-10 win over UTEP, Arch Manning goes 11 of 25 for 114 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Is this his fault or is it the media's fault? Meaning, the media has built him up, sight unseen basically, anointed him the best quarterback in college football. He's never had the ego. He's had the expectations, but he didn't start his first 2 years at Texas.
The answer to your question is no.
It's not his fault.
It's not the media's fault. You asked, is it the media's fault? No. Nope. It is Texas's fault. It is his family's fault. They have built this up. The media does what the media does. The media didn't create this. Don't get it twisted. The media did not give him the full ride scholarship to Texas. The media did not anoint him the way that Texas did that. Maybe in a way we did it also because of his last name. But if Texas hadn't jumped up and anointed him, that's who I would blame for this.
I mean, I don't think his family did it because I mean Peyton and Eli weren't that.
I mean that's fair. That's fair. Not that, but I mean, and by the family,
Manning.
that's what I mean. That's maybe where I meant by that. Thank you. Because that's fair. It wasn't like Peyton and Arch or Peyton and Eli were out there blowing him up. I mean, they are doing commercials with him, but not that. I don't blame the media for this. That's a bad game. That's 114 yards. And it wasn't like, well, he only played the first half. No, he took every snap. He went 11 of 25, 114 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. That's a Hawkeye quarterback line. That's not a Texas quarterback line.
515-517-2303. Let's go to John. John, welcome to the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios. What's going on?
How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing well, bud.
We're on Highway 30 going past Belle Plaine. This is John from last week at Fire Convention. I was just wondering, when you guys had your technical difficulties, we were on Hawkins leaving the game. I don't know, has my in-laws called in yet?
They have not.
No, John. It's been a bushless. It's been a bushless Black and Gold Rush.
Going to a birthday party. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
We all know what's happened at the birthday party. Things have gotten crazy.
Something just happened. I don't hardly hear you, Ross.
That's all right, John. Go ahead, bud.
It was awesome watching. It was awesome watching Caden Weegan run back. We sit in the north end zone and saw it all open up, and it was a hell of a run. And like I said last week, it's all going to come around. Iowa State's a good team. We beat them. Tonight wasn't the best. It was a little concerning, some of the stuff we saw, but I don't think we have anything to worry about. I think we're going to be 8-4 or 9-3.
All right, John.
That's what I got to say.
Can I ask John? Okay, so you got your 3 losses coming. Your 3 losses are Penn State, Oregon, USC for sure.
He's
gone.
Gone. He's gone.
Okay. All right.
Hands-free device. The Bluetooth is a good thing because it keeps you safer as a driver, but it brings in a lot of background noise. You ever notice that?
Well, you can't handle it, can you? You're like shutting off people quick. I'm trying to have I'm trying to ask questions.
I can't take it. Put the handset to your head. Go old-fashioned. It's
against the law, Travis. In the state of Iowa.
I know it. Well, I was assuming that he wasn't driving, that somebody was driving for him. That was my assumption. I shouldn't assume. Should not assume.
Did you have anything else? I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No.
All right. Did you see what Indiana did tonight?
What was their final score?
They
They played Indiana State, right?
They played Indiana State. What would the Hawkeyes do to Indiana State? What would the final score be?
Win 47-7.
73-0. Indiana walks out of that game.
See, and that is part of the reason that people are critical of Kirk Ference even after he hits 206 and wins 47-7, is that they look at an Indiana who in 1 year went to the college football playoff, turned it around, and now are competitive, ranked, and have those expectations. And you go, how can Indiana do it in just 1 year, and Iowa can't do it in 27 years?
That's it. Like, that goes to the question of, well, who are you going to get? When Andy says, I want to defend Kirk a little bit, who are you going to get? I didn't know who Curt Cignetti was. I'd never heard that name. I never heard of the guy a year and a half ago, and last year he had a team in the college football playoff that's been a laughingstock. We talked about those teams that went from laughingstock, and why? What was that magic word? People. The right person. Kirk Ference has been amazing. Now, I think that the Curt Cignetti is a good one to use in this example. Would Hawkeye fans want a Curt Cignetti? He's a middle finger dude, man.
He is.
He's not Kirk Ference. When Senorita Puffer says, I like Coach Ference because he's a class act. Well, that's not stuff people say about Curt Cignetti. He wins. That's what they say about Coach Cignetti. He wins. And it probably say he's a class act too, because most of these guys, as you know, Trav, you get to know them, and that you get past those F-bombs and angry looks and whatnot. But
like, people would have loved Fran McCaffrey if he would have won.
Yep.
Right? Fran McCaffrey would have been. You were talking about the all-time winningest coach in Iowa basketball history. They would have loved him if he actually would have won. And what I mean by win is win in the NCAA tournament. They'll love you as long as you're winning. In today's sport, it's all about winning. It is. It's all about winning.
John talks about Weegan also, and I think that's, again, one of the awesome highlights for today. The defense was unbelievably awesome against an inferior opponent, but Weegan had the game that he needed to have after last week. Struggled. Don't think anybody was doubting him, but maybe there was something, you know what I mean? He needed that. I don't know what other way to put it. I, as a fan, wanted to see it, needed to see it for him as a player. I don't know what I'm saying there, but he needed that, and I was glad to see it.
Do want to say congratulations to Todd Stepsis at Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa got a win over Eastern Washington today, 17-14. And Joe Woodley went up to South Dakota State. They got beat. It's his first regular season game he's ever lost as a head coach. But I'm going to be honest with you, Ross, they gave him a better game than I think a lot of people would have thought.
What was the final score of that one, Trav? I saw it was 35-20
or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I knew it was close. Gave him a run, man. Coach Woodley's going to give him hell from Drake.
Yeah. So, and then Iowa State, of course, got the win at Arkansas State today. Wasn't pretty. But Iowa State is now, 4-0 on the season. So they got a bye week coming up before they head to Cincinnati. Iowa's going to be home on the road next week. It's going to be a Friday game. We're going to be, and that starts at like 8 o'clock. So that means we go on the air at like 11 o'clock at night.
Is it that late?
Yeah, it starts at 8. Starts at 8.
we need to sign off at midnight.
We could probably do that. We kind of control our own destiny here. We just
Right.
get 4 breaks in is what we have to do. But it also depends on how that game goes too, right? That'll dictate.
Dude, you know what, Trav?
how
We've
fired
never
up people
done
are.
one. I mean, I've never done one drunk.
No.
Friday night. From Club Black Island. International Black and Gold Rush featuring Travis Justice and a drunk Ross Peterson. I'm jumping over the fire! Woo!
You'll have a bunch of fish in you. You'll be drinking that
What should I be drinking?
Old Tavern beer,
Nah, I'm not taking that with me.
some Canadian Crown.
Take some wine. Oh, I got a bottle of Porto. Drink some port while we're on the air. That'd be high class.
People would be
Definitely
like,
high class.
He's going to have a pinky up.
No.
You going to make a Central City Liquors run before you go?
Well, here's what I'm going to take with me is I've got a bottle of Porto and a bottle of Knob Creek from our Knob Creek from Central City Liquors.
Yeah.
And then I think Courtney's got a bottle of mulberry gin. She wanted to take that to make mulberry
The
mules.
Revelton?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So boxing update from Booker in Marshalltown. And Booker, if we're the same age, and Booker said he was from Marshalltown, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to chat, Booker, because we know a lot of the same people, dude. I bet you've partied with some of my friends.
All right, we're gonna let everybody get the fighters are in the ring, so we're gonna.
We're gonna sign off for the boxing.
Yeah, well, we're 2 hours in, so yeah, we're gonna sign off for the boxing because I actually want to go watch the fight as well. Iowa over UMass 47-7. They're 2-1 on the season. Could be back in action on Friday against Rutgers. Ross and I will be here right after that game to take your phone calls and just see how they do against Rutgers. I wish I had a true gut feeling. I don't. It's going to be week to week.
Bring your A game next week, okay? Okay.
Look at you. You're amazing.
You'll get it. You'll get it. It'll be all right.
I hope so.
I'll tell you what, dude. Since you locked, I'm telling you, it was all fuzzy when you were on the first. I couldn't hardly see you.
You know the weird thing was I had this thing up for 4 hours just waiting for you to come. You know I was set ready to go, and as soon as we go on the air, it's like, what the hell just happened?
It was fuzzy for me right as soon as we went on the air, but as soon as you logged back in, it's been rock solid. So it's gonna be fine.
That's good.
And then
all right.
you're coming to town Tuesday. Bring the
Coming to town
Starlink.
Tuesday. We're gonna be at the Willis Do Car Show from 4:45 to 7. Hope to see you there. And of course, we'll be back with starting on Monday at 6 a.m. the Rush Radio Show. You can find it at rushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, TuneIn app, and of course here on YouTube. And don't forget the Black and Gold Rush from the Iowa Lottery Studios next Friday night as they take on Rutgers. This has been the Black and Gold Rush live from the Iowa Lottery Studios.
She's on the 17, the 45, the 29, and she scores big cash prizes from the Iowa Lottery by matching her numbers to the winning numbers on the new Iowa Blackout Scratch Ticket. Now she's entering for a chance to win an Ironman Suite experience at Kinnick Stadium, plus other fun VIP prizes. That's the best touchdown dance I've ever seen. Make the biggest play of the season today. Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time homebuyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You like listening to Travis and Ross talk about the Hawkeyes, so tune in when they talk about everything else. Listen to The Rush with Travis and Ross every day on the rushradio.com, YouTube, the TuneIn app, and wherever you get your sports content.